You ever have one of those days where the world just feels a little too heavy? When everything seems to stop and you're not sure what comes next? We've all been there. And so have many others, long before us. But here's the beautiful thing. No matter how hard it gets, we can start again. So today, we're flipping through stories of quiet courage and gentle comebacks, of people who took a breath, broke down, and then found the strength to begin again. Let's take a walk through 6 moments of inner strength that remind us just how powerful the human spirit can be. 1. Thrown off a train, but not off course. Gandhi's turning point. It started with a train ride. In 1893, a young lawyer named Mohandas Gandhi was riding through South Africa. He had a first-class ticket, but because of the color of his skin, they threw him off the train. He sat there, cold, humiliated, alone. That could have been the end of his fight. But instead, he paused, took a breath, and something shifted. That moment, painful as it was, lit a spark. It was the beginning of a movement built not on anger, but on patience, truth, and peaceful resistance. Sometimes, strength is born in silence when you choose not to give up. 2. Clara Brown, the woman who walked toward hope. Clara Brown had every reason to stop believing in the world. Born into slavery in Virginia, she was separated from her family and sold off like property. Years later, when she was finally freed, she had no idea where her daughter had gone. But she didn't sit still. At age 56, she packed up and headed west, on foot, to Colorado, chasing only a faint hope. She didn't find gold in the mines. She found purpose, starting a laundry business, helping freed slaves settle, and becoming known as the Angel of the Rockies. Even without finding her daughter, Clara gave hundreds of others a new beginning. Her strength? It came from love, and the kind of hope that never gives up, even when it has every reason to. 3. Beethoven's Quietest Symphony. Beethoven loved music more than anything. But by his early 30s, he started losing the one thing every composer needs, his hearing. Imagine that. A man who lived for sound, suddenly wrapped in silence. He was devastated. But he didn't stop. Somehow, he kept writing, notes he couldn't hear, but could still feel. Out of that silence came some of the most beautiful music the world has ever known. He didn't just begin again, he became again. In a whole new way. 4. A Girl in an Attic, and Frank's voice lives on. She was just a teenager, hiding in a secret attic with her family during the war. Outside, the world was falling apart. Inside, and Frank wrote. She could have let fear win. But instead, she filled the pages of her diary with thoughts about life, love, and what it means to stay human, even when surrounded by hate. And didn't get the chance to grow old. But her words did. They crossed oceans, languages, generations. She taught us that even when you feel powerless, your voice matters. Especially when it's written with honesty and hope. 5. Wilma Rudolph, Running from the Impossible. When Wilma was a little girl, she wore leg braces and was told she'd never walk again. She had 21 siblings, grew up in poverty, and had every obstacle you could think of. But Wilma wasn't done. She trained in the heat of Tennessee, running barefoot, running through pain. And one day, she ran her way into Olympic history. In 1960, she became the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in track and field. But her biggest victory? That quiet moment when she took off the brace and decided to run anyway. 6. The Cathedral that didn't disappear. During World War II, the bombs came fast and furious. In Coventry, England, the city's grand cathedral was destroyed. Just ashes, rubble, and heartbreak. But instead of tearing it down, they left the ruins just as they were. Right next to it, they built something new, a modern cathedral full of glass, light, and space. 2 buildings side by side. One broken, one whole. It wasn't about forgetting. It was about remembering and moving forward with grace. That's strength too, not in pretending it never happened, but in choosing to rebuild anyway. OUTRO, the gentle power of starting over. We don't always get to choose the hard parts, but we do get to choose what we do next. Maybe today, you're in a place where everything feels heavy. Or maybe you're just waiting for that first deep breath to begin again. Let these stories be a reminder. You're not alone. We fall. We break. We pause. And then bit by bit, we begin again. If this video brought something back for you, a memory, a tear, maybe a little courage, go ahead and leave a comment below. And if you'd like more stories like these, warm and full of heart, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and come back soon. Here at the Wordy Tales, the past still speaks, softly, but truly.